They say podcasts are going to replace books. I don't know about that, but I do think TRS Clips will assist your learning process. So basically, Hitler goes for Russia, gets extremely weakened. I'm assuming this is where Big Daddy USA becomes Big Daddy USA. What's the Saving Private Ryan thing called? D-Day?
Yeah, D-Day. So the US got involved first because of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. So the initial US campaign began in the Pacific Islands, Guadalcanal, and they started this policy of island hopping. Capture one island, go to the next island, capture that. And eventually they wanted to take over Japan. Then they also got involved in Europe, obviously, because once you go to war with all the Axis powers. So Germany experienced a disaster in Operation Barbarossa in 1941. They could not take over USSR. They were greatly weakened. Then there was a landing. Which one happened first? I think there was a landing from North Africa into Sicily. So the Allied powers took over the Sicilian island, the island of Sicily in Italy. From there, they hopped into the southern part of Italy, and they took over some portion of southern Italy. The Italian government asked for a ceasefire. The Germans then invaded Italy. And there were atrocities in Italy, also in Greece. Then there was an invasion. The Germans had fortified the entire Atlantic coast of Europe. Massive fortifications, massive machine gun nests, cannons and all that. And they were anticipating that there could be an invasion from the UK, which is still independent, which is still free. And that's what happened. Was it 41? Was it 42? Whichever year it is, the invasion of Normandy, right? Which is depicted in Saving Private Ryan. So a massive invasion force, probably the biggest naval invasion force ever assembled till then. It crossed the English Channel and landed on the beaches of Normandy, where a previous 1,000 years ago, the Vikings used to raid, right? So they landed on the beaches of Normandy, massive, massive casualties, but they were able to take a portion of the beach. And from there, they started expanding into France. That's where the tide turns because of the American presence. The Americans send lots of troops, ammunition, arms, all of that. That bolsters the Allied cause. They start taking over parts of France. The tide turns over there. And slowly, to make things shorter, they were able to liberate France. Italy eventually was liberated. Belgium, Netherlands. The USSR then was, we know in 41 they were beating Germany. Then they started expanding westwards, the USSR. So the Americans essentially liberated France, Americans and British. But the USSR liberated all of Eastern Europe from the Nazis. Eventually in 1945, they were on the outskirts of Berlin. Hitler shot himself.
And that's what's told to us.
Yes, that's what told to us. We don't know what actually happened, but we've never seen the body or whatever. In the pictures, we are told that he committed suicide. He shot himself. His wife took a poison pill or whatever. And that's how the story goes, the official narrative.
Let's dial back again and go on a tangent again. Maybe it could be a very tiny tangent. In the same way that we can learn strengths from the different countries. Is USA's strength money? Was money the reason they were actually able to be a part of the winning side? Money and probably being shrewd.
The real reason the US has been so dominant is because they are untouchable. They have a vast expanse of ocean on each side. And they are the only power in the Americas, in North America as well as South America. Geopolitics. South America is constantly under strife. There's always drug wars going on, dictatorial regimes coming and going. Who engineers all this behind the scenes?
Damn, son.
Even in North America, Canada is essentially a puppet state of the US. Mexico, well, it's not a threat in any kind. More than half of Mexico is now part of the US. Texas was a Mexican territory. California was a Mexican territory. The Americans fought a war with the Mexicans and took over massive amounts of territory. They are the undisputed number one, the only power in the Americas. On the western side, to the west of America, they have the massive Pacific Ocean. Nobody can reach them. To the east, they have the Atlantic Ocean. Nobody can reach them. And they have an entire continent-sized piece of land. Inexhaustible resources and no threats at all. And then they indebted the whole of Europe in World War I, World War II. And then they built up a massive, massive military and eventually took over the entire reins of the empire which the British had built.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the entire episode and also check out this playlist that we've curated just for you.